Hey Villa fam, welcome back to another episode of Honest Conversations with Two Village Girls. I'm Angie.
I'm Serena.
This season, we will be talking about difficult talks that are typically hard to discuss, but definitely needed in the home. This week, we will be talking about death.
Death is one of those hard conversations to have because it's unpredictable, it's unpreventable, and it takes a toll on everyone. The focus of this episode really is to just kind of talk about things you can do to take care of yourself, really, and just live life to its fullest.
Absolutely.
There are a few things you can do to help with dealing with death. You want to jump in, Angie?
Sure. One thing you can do to help is talk to your loved ones and kids, having age appropriate conversations with your children or kids in the family if relatives are sick. Just trying to help them understand what is going on in a way that they will understand it. It will help them a lot to not be confused about what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also important to have age appropriate conversations when adults in the family have dangerous habits.
Yeah.
That includes drug and alcohol abuse and other high risk behaviors that unfortunately happens.
Yeah. And like in these age appropriate conversations, this better helps kids understand because kids do ultimately understand when people are gone from their lives or don't come around anymore. They pick up on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use the example of in starting my job at the school, I replaced another para midway through the year and took over in her classroom. And we try not to draw like big attention to the fact that the teacher isn't in the classroom anymore. We didn't throw like a big going away party and make a big deal of, oh my gosh, she's gone and she's never coming back. Now, granted, she just went to a different school to teach.
Mm-hmm.
But my kids notice every now and then they'll ask where she is and why she's not there with them. So they pick up on those things and they're only 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And it's important to let them know in an age appropriate way that there is change. Along the lines of those age appropriate conversations is just talking to your loved ones and caring for your loved ones. And by doing that, it's like not holding grudges, which I know is easier said than done, especially in situations that are painful or traumatic for us,
Mm-hmm.
but also forgiving yourselves and forgiving others. I think that's especially important.
Especially because forgiveness is so hard for people
Mm-hmm.
to do because just I guess it's hard for us to separate, forgiveness and forgetting because it's like you can't really forget things. So it's just like whenever you remember, it's just like bringing back those emotions, and then it kind of make it hard for you to forgive. But sometimes you have to let go and forgive so that you can be able to grow and move on in life.
Yeah. And that's why it's important to also forgive yourself in that because there are times where you've hurt yourself in the process, just going through life and having to remind yourself that it's okay and whatever happened in the past, like you've grown from that.
Yeah.
So let's get into expressing ourselves.
Okay, so another thing that you can do to help is have healthy coping skills just to help you go about your everyday life.
Yeah, there are many, many, many coping skills out there. So,
There's a lot. It really just depends on you, your personality, just yourself in general.
exactly. Like, we're going to name a few, but if there's anything we left off the list that you feel like helps you and might help us in the village, let us know. Leave some comments.
One thing you could use to express yourself is to get involved into fitness activities because this helps heighten serotonin levels and it can generally just make you feel a lot better when you exercise and body up and moving.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I remember them talking to us about in psychology is that the best way to beat depression is to work out. Another thing you can try as a healthy coping skill is grounding exercises. The most common one that people talk about is the five senses grounding exercise. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's where you go through like a series of steps to help calm you down when you're feeling elevated, and you use your senses to help calm you down. So you count backwards from 5. 5 is acknowledging 5 things you can see around you. Then 4 is 4 things you can touch around you. 3 is 3 things that you hear around you. 2 is 2 things that you can smell around you. And 1 is 1 thing that you can taste. And so this is a grounding activity to get you recentered in your environment, basically. So if that's something that you do or you'd like to try, that's a pretty well-rounded coping skill.
That's the first time I heard about that one. So
Really?
I learned something today. Another thing that you can do is take warm baths or bubble baths to relax your body and soothe your body. It puts you in like a more calm environment, peaceful.
Yeah. Throw some essential oils in there and you got yourself a spa day.
Yeah, roll some candles.
Yep. Listen.
The whole 9, y'all.
Yeah, those are the vibes. You can throw some music on, listen to music that puts you in a happy mood, or maybe even listen to music that makes you sad. I'm the type of person that listens to music when I'm sad to help me cry it out, to help me just go through those emotions, because sometimes you just need a good cry. Crying is a coping skill.
I like to take showers and cry.
See, there you go.
So another thing you could do is like pray or meditate. If you do practice these religious or spiritual things, this help a lot with like easing your mind, easing your thoughts.
Absolutely. There's journaling or coloring. We offered that a lot when I worked in the mental health hospital. That was something we encouraged because there's a lot of expression that comes with that. And it's on paper. It's a visual representation of what you're going through. And it sometimes makes sense of what you're going through for you if you're having a hard time putting into words what you're feeling. So we offer that a lot for our patients when I worked in the mental health hospital.
The last thing is to talk to somebody you trust, being able to like have conversations with somebody you trust with your feelings and your emotions is always like comforting.
Definitely. Which brings us into the next one. Therapy is a big deal, especially in situations that we aren't prepared for. Because you don't really understand something until you're going through it, which is why this episode in itself was difficult to put together, because there's no real advice you can give to those who are grieving or those who lost someone.
Yeah.
Because it all depends on the individual.
Yeah.
Therapy can help just process through the information and through your own feelings. There's grief counseling to help you overcome that loss.
Also, as well, death can, take a toll on the family. So there's also family therapy that you guys can go to help all of you guys, like, just process your emotions and your feelings and your thoughts, because sometimes you do need that other person to, like, step in and help you guys get through it.
Absolutely.
And some important things to remember is that your village is your lifeline. So build your village with people you trust will be there in emergencies. So making sure that you have people in your village that are like reliable and just there, just always there.
Yeah, someone that understands you and understands what's important to you. And if you were to call them up and say that you were in need, they'd be able to help you, even if it's not pulling up in that instant, like help you over the phone or guide you, send someone to you, just whatever you need in the time. Having those people there for you, having those people in your village. It's also important to know that you are not going through anything alone, even if it might feel that way, because a loss takes a toll on everyone that was touched by that person. So there's always someone that you can reach out to and either share experiences with or just share in the grieving process together and support each other.
The last thing is, like, your kids are looking up to you, and that means that you need to take care of yourself too. They need to be able to come to their parents and have their parents be there for them.
I'm a big advocate on you can't take care of yourself if you're not okay. And I feel like this is especially one of those situations. Children can sense when something's off. And it's important for them, even though they may not be able to tell you, it's important for them. It's important for them for you to be okay. It's important for you to take care of yourself, for yourself and for them too. So yeah, just remember that your village is your lifeline and that we, 2 Village Girls, are a part of your village. Thanks for tuning in again to another episode of Two Village Girls. Please subscribe to our channel if you are new. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them down below. Also, go ahead and hit that bell to get notified when new videos drop. Please follow us on all our social medias, which will be listed in the description box below. And as always, we want to send you out with some positive vibes to get you through the rest of your week. This week's inspirational quote is by an unknown author who says, "The sun, the moon, the wind, the stars will forever be around, reminding you of the love you shared and the peace they finally found." Thanks, Villa fam. Bye.
Bye.